Paid me anyway. How y'all doing, you two? We was chatting. That's all. So today we are going to do our Friday night reads. Thank you very much for those who are here and for those who watch later. We'll go right into it. Tony, you have anything coming up at all?
Oh, this week I'm going to put up the last of the prayer tree prayers, and so keep an eye out for that. And that's pretty much it. I may put up a video or two, just on something. I don't know yet what, but that's pretty much it. That's what I'm.
Are you going to do it Tuesdays with Tony next week? Do you think
next Tuesday? Yes, I'll do another. The one card reads. I just can't get through one card. I can't do it in one card. So I can't do one card reads. I can't do that. It's too restrictive. I don't want to do that anymore. But I will continue to do reads for like your environment, your home, and the health of your place, your community, whatever.
Good. And
buy her deck. Buy her deck.
Yes.
Oh yeah, my deck.
Buy her deck. Hold on, let me put the link. Buy it.
The Morning Sky Shamanic Oracle.
I have a new shipment just came in, so yay! Thank you guys for everyone who's bought the deck. I so appreciate it. I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy that you guys like it.
Just added my extra one to the cart right now. I need to buy an extra because I've been using the other one for like video reads, and now I feel like it's tainted. Now I feel like I need more.
Mine's getting a little beat up. I think
I have to do some more saga videos. I just ain't done yet. I'll do it tomorrow. That'll be what I do tomorrow.
I love how it doesn't recognize my first name. They tried to put red lentil as my first name. I'll take it. That's not
I am TarotsApprentice actually everywhere. UPS store, on the post box outside. It's like TarotsApprentice. The mailman puts a question mark. Yes, my parents named me something with an apostrophe. We do it all the time.
Yeah, that's what they do in the Apprentice family.
What's his name? With the Tesla guy, if he can name his child a number.
Yeah.
Did he even name his child a number? It was
a barcode or something like that.
All right, some kind of mathematical thing.
His child was an ISBN all of a sudden.
But one of his children changed their gender and eradicated his ass.
Yeah, and their name and everything, didn't they? Or their last name. I'm not related to him whatsoever. So I get it. I really do. If I wasn't a Gemini, I would have changed my name too. But I can't do it because I changed it 4 times in 1 week and decided, you know what, that's not a good thing for me to go legally somewhere and change it, because then I'll be back there the next week and change it again. It's like, can you erase that? Did you write that with pen?
My parents decided to change my name a good whopping 37 minutes after I was born. But it's amazing. They make you sign the birth certificate 37 minutes after, like within the first 36 minutes. So guess who had to go fight the court to get their name legally changed to the name that their parents decided to rename them to? It was a whole ordeal. I was like, how did y'all not catch that? Did you just forget to go back and change the birth certificate to the name that you actually decided to get? I love Don and Mary, but I swear to God.
My father named himself. He signed his social security card, Rashid Mohammed. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you ain't got to be. I understand. But you ain't nowhere close to being Muslim. I just want to say that right now with this bacon sandwich in your hand. I'm just saying, but then again, you ain't got to be. He just liked the name Rashid Mohammed. So.
He just likes his bacon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Christianity in person. So it's you go right ahead.
I know. I was in Catholic school and I had a nun curse me out. I was like,
Like, do they know
Where'd you learn that kind of language?
Wait, you're not allowed to say that.
And I said, hell, I'm not.
You got an extra letter missing, Joy, in your name? See, I'm missing one. So maybe you got my N. Because who spells Johnny? Johnie?
You and
Somebody who dropped the other end.
I'm like, according to Facebook, there's one other Johnny Porter way back in the day. Some white guy spelled exactly like mine. I'm like, well, you can have it, but anyhow, Red Lentil, what you got coming up? Anything?
We just did. Was that Monday? We just did horoscope reads.
Someday, yeah.
Yeah, this week has been long AF. We just did horoscope reads. Go check those out if you want to buy products. Go to redlentilhealing.com. Also, calendar is up to date. So if you want to book a session, go to redlentilhealing.com.
Oh, it's Atasha. And then she added the nut. she was like, oh, I don't like Atasha. So you got to.
I'd rather be Natasha Boris.
Thank you, Constance. So, Sienna, do you have anything coming up?
Well, I work Saturdays now, so Saturday streams, I gotta figure out another day of the week to do them. So I'm working on that, but I still have openings for the rest of July for Reiki, Tarot, mediumship sessions. So just email me, siennarosetarot@gmail.com if you are interested.
And go to Amazon.com and type in One World Tarot. That is the deck that Sienna and Melina Rodriguez worked on together. And I'm going to put you on the spot, ma'am. Are you actually working on a deck of your own now that that project is finished?
I'm thinking about it, but I'm also thinking about making another coloring book. So I don't know. I only have ideas. I haven't started anything new yet. But
Ideas are good. Ideas where they start.
Yeah.
For me, I am. What am I doing? Going on a quest to find my mind, but that's about it because I lost it at some point. And thank you, Tony, for my shirt. Humble thyself in private, or God will do it in public.
Yes, love that.
Just want y'all to know. And what that means is be grateful for what you have behind the scenes. You ain't even got to tell nobody that I like my studio apartment in the middle of the hood with no car. But you have a place that has 4 walls and a roof over your head. God can't trust you with the many if he can't trust you with the little. So humble thyself in private, or God will do it in public, because it is hard to fall in front of everybody and act like you didn't. So
You fall in front of a co-worker who you can't stand, who all of a sudden became your boss, and you hate him even more. And so you trip as you walk past his desk, and you were sick at the time, so you pooted a little bit when you tripped, and he heard it. And there's no going back.
And God's sitting there like,
I was like, told ya. What did I tell you?
Instant karma.
Humble yourself in private, or God will do it publicly. Absolutely.
It's a lot worse that way.
It's funny, Joe Sachs and I are actually really good friends now, so it worked out.
So today, I have some questions for us. So we talked about this before, sort of, about have humans been elsewhere in the universe? And I always thought to myself, I get it, because let's say spirit world didn't exist. It was just flesh, you born, you die, that's it, the over. I can then say we were only here because we can only live here. The closest things we can look at don't look like they can support life, blah, blah, blah. But we can speak to dead people. We can predict future. We can look in the past. All these type of weird little things that our little 5 pounds of gray matter up here can figure out. And one day this earth will die because the sun will become gigantic and it will engulf us or make life inhabitable here on Earth. So we're going to have to find another place to stay. What I want to know is, will we exist somewhere else in the universe, or is that just going to be over? Like human experiment done?
So when the sun dies, will we also die out?
I mean, we'll die because we can't. I mean, we can't live here now. It's 150,000.
So would we incarnate as humans? So wait, yeah.
What I
are
want to
you
know
asking, like,
is, will we, once the planet dies and we can't live here anymore, will we just go somewhere else?
right, just incarnate somewhere else, but with the
Yes.
human costume.
Yeah.
Right.
Will we have another Earth, Earth 2,
Hmm.
or probably Earth 8 at this point?
Hmm.
Oklahoma, my sister, that's where she lives. Oklahoma had a temperature at 9 o'clock p.m. of 100 degrees.
That's how it
At
was.
9.
At night, I don't even want to know what it was like at noon.
At 9 o'clock.
There was always like every year I lived in Texas, there was always a point in the summer where I would like break down and it'd be like, it's hot ish. And I would just start cussing because it's just like, because it's like you can't complain. So why? Because it's not going to change anything. But I would always have that one moment. And the last summer I lived in Texas, it was 11 o'clock at night and I got in my car and I turned it on and it said it was 115 degrees. And I was just like, thank God I'm getting the blankety blank out of this blankety blank 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 blank. I never get that. That's
It's
100.
109 in Phoenix. See, that's unnecessary.
That's disrespectful.
It is.
Somebody hates you.
That's
Just
disgusting.
disrespectful.
I mean, and just think about it, though. The sun, where it is, once it gets a little closer, or it gets bigger, I should say, and feels a lot closer to us, imagine how hot it would be then.
Yeah.
Like, I think the hottest recorded temperature is, 159 or something like that in the middle of Iran or somewhere like that. It was ridiculous. So 139, I think it was. I forget, but that's how you live. How you gonna live? I can't.
Ain't and
Well,
won't.
someplace was like 117 today. I don't. It's like, I wouldn't be.
Mm-mm.
I just say praise the Lord for air conditioning. That's
I
all.
mean,
Yeah.
it's been in the 90s up here and humid, and I'm just like, oh, thank you for air conditioner. Thank you
Mhm.
for my Dyson fans, for a cool cup of water, a breeze.
I mean,
Um,
Adrian, what you get?
I get no, absolutely not. Nope. At least as how we define human beings. This flesh, what this looks like, we will not. It actually starts off with a bit of loss, regret, hoping with the Five of Pentacles, looking at losing more than gaining. We will try to find ways to manipulate, try to find ways to kind of keep something going. Maybe we'll try to like some human dust flesh somewhere out in the cosmos and see if it sticks. But in the here and now, I get with the Four of Swords, and the outcome is that, and this is the actual Ten of Swords. So no, this deck has 2 Ten of Swords.
Not that everything is fine.
Everything's fine. This one is the nah.
Yeah.
Nope, nah. So enjoy it while we have it.
Yeah.
If we could kiss our butts goodbye.
I also got 10 of Swords. And that one, I actually got a lot of swords here. And that also shows me, like, no. What I have is that, okay, in this deck, 10 of Wands is the card of family. It's a little bit different than the usual Rider-Waite or whatever, but we'll still be, like, incarnate together. We'll still do things similarly to how humans do, but we're not necessarily going to be humans. The time of humanity will have passed with Six of Swords. It will have, it's just like it's time to move on. I also have, well, actually, I have both King of Swords and Queen of Swords. And what this was showing me was that maybe instead of physical beings, we might take the wisdom that we've learned from our human incarnations and we can apply it elsewhere in the universe. I pulled one of Tony's cards here and I got clarity. I also got heart sounds, and these just show me that we will be more like spiritual. We'll never cease to be eternal spiritual beings, but it'll be time to learn new lessons as another kind of being instead of a person. That's what I have.
Yeah, I thought I thought that I got the moon card and I was like, well, maybe we can move to the moon. But the
Maybe.
moon is totally uninhabitable. There's no way. It's already written that there's nothing up there. And the truth of it is that we just can't get it together to do that. The truth of because we're not able to balance that out with the sun and the moon and and our solar system or whatever. It's just going to be, we would love to see that happen. Absolutely. But I don't think so. What happens to the planetary community is just too overwhelming. So we will all be ascended masters at some point.
Waiting for that rapture. I get not exactly. I get the Seven of Pentacles is the first, or Six of Pentacles is the first card. So it's not a negative necessarily, but I get the Chariot and the Page of Swords. Something else has to be planned though, and there's a delay in it. The Chariot, you have to get everything on the same page in order to move forward. So it's kind of like, this is unique to here more than likely. Don't know that for sure, but it's probably unique to here. Well, it is unique to here. I don't know if it's unique in the universe. Nothing else looks like us here. But maybe we'll be Thundercats on the next thing. We'll be like talking, something else, but we won't necessarily be like on all four legs type thing. But we'll be a tall, walking, talking something, because that's what spirit does. And then they'll have complex society and psychics too. So because that's kind of the script over there, is to be helpful to whatever is down here. So why would that change all of a sudden?
So we can continue our Friday night reads.
Yeah, we'll just be Thundercats when we do. That's all. Lord Jesus.
We get a sick opening sequence and everything.
Oh Lord. Okay. Speaking of Thundercats, though, there's a researcher who says they have, I guess, taught people to do such a thing. They said humans can learn to echolocate in just 10 weeks, which, like the way whales and dolphins and things do. They can send out sound and see what's in front of them, the way bats do. Send out sound and see what's in front of them. Now, that might be very helpful to like the blind and the legally blind and all that. Or just the person who wants to sit in the room and throw sound and say, oh, that's an ink pen on the table over there. You can just look and see. I mean, this is not necessary. But is this a thing that's going to catch on? And echolocation might be something that's taught widespread.
I think humans are bored.
I'm tired.
There's a lot of stuff we could be doing to
echolocate. Work on jetpacks. That way I ain't got to walk to
listen. Work on a car that doesn't emit any kind of nastiness in the air, that doesn't need to be charged with a battery and doesn't need goddamn gas. Work on that.
Because what's crazy is a remote control car has no gas, and yet something can make it go. You can't make that on a big person scale. To where even if it has just a battery, but it doesn't need gas and oil and blah, 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 Work on that. And work on a quiet vacuum cleaner, too. That's a little hard.
While you're at it.
Work on a dog that can take itself out to go pee. And that never vomits in the house.
We need that Jetsons, that walk thing that they have in the Jetsons.
Yeah, get me off this crazy thing. Yeah.
Let me focus. I do that from time to time. I just pull cards and didn't ask no question. Okay. Will it catch on?
Will we catch on? Will it catch on?
I remember being a kid and watching. I was probably watching Oprah with my grandma, and there was a guy on there who was blind. He had his eyes like removed. He had cancer or something, and he had learned to echolocate. And that's the only person I've ever heard of who like has done that. I thought it was kind of neat.
So you can learn to do this in like 10 weeks?
They said 10 weeks.
I think it took him a long, long time, because that was like a whole lifetime. of having to adapt. But I don't know. It was interesting. 10 weeks sounds like a pretty short time.
I don't have a blind card, but I do now. It makes sense. And this is how programming works. Okay.
You know what I got? Okay, first of all, 7 of Swords. There will be a lot of misinformation. A lot. And maybe methods that work for one person might not work for someone else. I do have the Lover's card, though. Like, this is really going to be a good thing for some people. And I think it will be, like, really helpful. It'll help them to, well, be able to sort of, like, communicate with their environment a little bit better without having to see it. I have that it's going to be a lot of work. I don't know about 10 weeks. I think it's going to take longer than that. It's going to be a lot of work. I got this 7 of Wands here. And it's going to be really challenging for some people because I get the feeling that, like, what works for some people is not going to work for everybody. But it might catch on a little bit. It might not be, like, crazy popular, but some people are going to do it. And then I pulled a Morning Sky card, and I actually have this guides. Angel's Guide card, and I'm taking the guide part literally, that this will actually be really, really helpful for some people. Maybe not everyone, but definitely some.
Because I still don't think people are going to really know what that means. Once you said echo or something, they're going to think it's the Slimer stuff from Ghostbusters, and they're going to be so incredibly disappointed that they are not going to walk around with jetpacks shooting people with slime. I actually think, too, in the development of this, them trying to go to market, something's going to change. They're going to have to re-strategize because the actual challenge is the success with the 6 of Wands. There's something impeding, something threatening the success of this taking off. Because again, there's going to be some change around money. They're going to maybe say that, like, it's going to cost this, or I think it's the whole 10 weeks thing and the money. There's something there. You said there's going to be confusion, Sienna. I also think
there's going to be a lot of misinformation.
I think because I was getting blowing smoke up people's behind is what I was hearing. Yeah, in the here and now is the 7 of Wands, just like you got, Sienna. There's gonna have to be some walking away, though. I think people are gonna be like, I thought you said to do this in 10. All I hear, the only sound that I recognize is flatulence, and I heard that before.
You didn't even have to hear that.
I know that Johnny was in that corner. He pooted. I heard it, right? And so I think that I don't see this. I actually think it may even get shut down too. It's funny, got the Hierophant is the outcome. I'm wondering because, like Sienna said, there's so much misinformation and so much frackle-knackle that, like, FCC or somebody's going to come in and actually, like, stop this from taking on. They're going to take a lot of people's money, though, in the process.
Yeah.
Before they might go about it really scammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will catch on. I mean, but it's fraught with a lot of pitfalls and a lot of scammy stuff. Like you were saying, Adrian, it's a lot of scammy stuff, but it's going to require a lot of concentration, a lot of focus, a lot of intention to actually do this thing. Gather the sounds that need to be gathered to communicate with your environment. So there will be a lot of confusion about it. And I don't, like you said, I just don't see it. I mean, they're blowing smoke up somebody's butt. Yeah. And it's probably not going to catch on, like, in the long, for very long. It'll come like a fad and then it'll disappear. So I don't think so. I think it will it can happen. I mean, there will be people who can do it, but there are people who can do everything. I mean, you find somebody who can do something that no one else can do all over the world. But I just don't think in the long run it's going to have a long-term effect. So
As Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson says, you may not be the best, but you can be better. And I learned that when I was watching this guy on one of the little TED Talks, I think it was, showing people who believe that they cannot draw, that they actually can. You just need different types of steps in order to make different types of images. And so he said, do this line, I did that line, do this line, and so next thing you know, I drew a picture. And in my head, I can't draw, but in his steps, I did it just fine. And I think that applies here. Just like Tony says, there's somebody who can do just about anything, but there's also somebody who can catch on in 10 weeks. And I get the King of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is ignoring your blessings sometimes because you're despondent to your reality. And so it's like trying to teach an atheist how to read tarot cards. First, you even need to get them to believe in the spiritual realm, period, in order to even take the step into trying to do that other stuff. So there's something in between A and Z. So what I think it is, because you get the Hermit, that's my blind card, wandering through the dark, and the Nine of Cups, actually finding things, the wishes, the things that you want. The Eight of Cups and the 10 of Wheel of Fortunes. Thank you very much. The Wheel of Fortune, which is 10. The 10 weeks is not ideal. I would prefer to say a person can learn to echolocate than in 10 weeks, because there are some things that some people are going to catch on just like that because they have a talent for learning things quickly. Some people just need different steps, different whatever. I learned the meanings of the tarot cards in 2 days. Some people need 4 or 5 years just to memorize them, let alone put them all together. I couldn't put them all together, but I knew what they meant. And so some people have a knack for certain things. I can't cook, but some people, all you got to do is tell them the recipe over the phone and boom, they got it. And so I think it's going to be okay for some, but not the majority. Okay, when I read this story, I chuckled a little bit, just a tiny piece, actually a lot, but just a tiny piece, because it was two churches against it. That is so wrong to say that, but it was two churches fighting, and so I was kind of a little gleeful because they was eating each other like the other people did. But at the same time, because one side was making valid points, but at the same time was still wrong. So the church is called Israel United in Christ. And what they are doing is going from church to church in the area, standing outside where they can on public lawns or public sidewalks or whatever, and they're protesting. Some of the things they are saying, why do y'all worship on Sunday? Where in the Bible can we read that? Is what they were shouting. Stop celebrating Easter. Stop celebrating Christmas. Stop putting pumpkins out on Halloween. That is evil as hell. That's what they say. So the people filed a restraining order. The church filed the restraining order against the IUCI or whatever they're called, United Church in Christ or whatever. They did a restraining order against them. The judge actually denied the restraining order because they were across the street. They weren't on your property. And yes, they were, shouting things through a megaphone, but you can ignore them. Be grown. You can ignore them, walk past. But they were getting on the nerves because why are you outside my church saying don't celebrate Christmas, don't celebrate? Because those are pagan holidays, by the way. But they were saying don't do these type of things. They also said stop taking their money. Tithing was never monetary. What happened? Christianity over the years has morphed it into financial gain. They're shouting this at the churches. You cannot. And you cannot take a sheep and go inside somewhere and pay a bill. That's what the church was saying. It's like so. So they have been going back and forth and back and forth. So what I want to know now, the church again got a filing restraining order against them. All that it was denied, so they're still back out there. But will they continue this? Will they ramp it up? Because the man said this is just the beginning. That's what the man who was doing the shouting, that's what he said. This is just the beginning, and they're about to ramp it up. So is that what he's about to do? Is he about to ramp it up? Now, I have nothing against pagan holidays. I don't celebrate any holiday because I've worked retail and they're all just, products to me at this point. It's like Valentine's chocolate, Christmas wrapping paper, Easter jelly beans. It's like that's all I really think about when I think holidays. So I don't really care for them all, but you do you. Celebrate them all. I'm happy for you, but whatever.
Ooh.
I'm gonna wrap it up.
Ew.
You know what? This whole thing just makes me think, like, well, before the stream, Johnny, you're telling us about what it says on your shirt. I feel like it's going to be one of those situations. Humble thyself in private, or God will do it publicly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, though. I need somebody to record this because this is yes, he is going to ratchet up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be burdensome. Ooh, shoot. There's actually going to be a little bit of money behind it too, because I think some people are going to kind of be in and be petty on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to change tactics, though, with the Death card and the Queen of Swords. It's going to be burdensome. Here's the thing that's so funny, though. The other church is about to start fighting back, too. With Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. I never got the conflict card, which I think is funny, because we're talking about beefing and fighting and fussing and cussing. But he is going to ratchet up, and they're going to answer back. And they're going to put a little work into it too, but they've got the resources with the Magician card. So this, I hope this makes it on World Star, and all of the social
Public
media.
freak out.
I mean, it might be. I need to Google it and see. It might be out there.
No, when it ratchets itself up. That's what I want to see. Yeah. So yeah, I think it is. And I think they're gonna meet fire with fire is what I'm getting.
Fire with fire. This is supposed to be a church. Bringing the hellfire in.
Well, some of them will say the Holy Spirit takes on the form of a flame. Some of them believe that. I also have I have two yeses. I have two aces. But this Ace of Swords, yes, they are thinking of a new plan. And then there's and they're saving money. I'm getting something about there's something about fundraising. I don't know what the hell they're fundraising for that has to do with this, but he wants to be in a good place financially, and I'm not really sure why, but that's what he's looking to do. I have Six of Cups. They're gonna try and rally the congregation, rally their little community, try to get everybody involved, but Five of Cups, it's going to cause sadness. It's just going to be...
That card.
Yeah. This is how they're going to be feeling. Like, this is the communion wine or something. It's just going to be so draining. It's going to be so draining. And here's my next one, the Eight of Cups. Eventually, they're going to have to give it up. I don't know how long they'll continue. They'll definitely amp it up. They're going to have to... The other church... is trying to be the bigger person with the Emperor. And whatever that means, being the bigger person in this situation. But that's what their intent is.
I find it so kind of crazy that the church is always telling you what to do. Don't do this, don't do that. When somebody comes and tells them what to do, then it's like, oh my God.
Right.
I knew what to do.
I'm trying to tell them what to do.
I mean, again, the points he raised: don't celebrate Easter, don't celebrate Christmas, don't put pumpkins out, don't tithe because tithing is not monetary. I mean, where's the lie? You just don't like that he's doing it, but I mean,
he is causing a very big disruption. I've got the tower and accelerate. They're going to accelerate it. It's going to ramp up. And it's, oh gosh, a holy war. Oh my goodness, because everybody wants to walk in the light, right? It's like you don't walk in the light, I walk in the light. And movement. Oh my gosh, make a choice, people. You're going to either be a pagan or you're going to be church. There's some shadow work going on here. There's a lot of stuff happening that is under the radar, and there's storms are coming, baby, and it's going to be on Sunday mornings.
Now I just want to make some popcorn and watch the petty church drama.
I'm telling you, it better be on TikTok.
I would be like in the front row of church with my popcorn. Maybe in the back so they wouldn't pick me out so fast.
And what you do with that popcorn?
Like this.
I gotta give 10% of that popcorn.
You know, girl, come on, the pastor going outside.
Yep.
All the preachers are taking it out to the parking lot.
I can't.
I mean, I get it, though. I get it. But these cards are quite interesting, though. It starts with the Five of Swords, which means, I guess, from a spiritual perspective, somebody's being a bit of an ass instead of a spiritual, united in Christ, Israel religion type thing. So he's not. I think, what is it called? Israel United in Christ. That's the group that's doing the protesting. I think the main guy at the front and center might bite off more than he can chew. One thing more powerful than politics in this here country is religion. And so he needs to figure out what enemy he wants to take on. Go for the enemy that did the restraining order, because they can't fight back. But there's one here with the moon and the Four of Wands. Somebody finna come for your ass. I'm just telling you right now, they ready for you. Whoever it is, you better. If you ain't got to worship Easter, but you need an astrology and a tarot reading in your congregation somewhere, because I'm going to tell you right now, in the moon, somebody is hiding in the darkness. They're waiting for you because you made the news. So somebody is waiting for you. I don't know who. But you think you can scream and shout, I guarantee you is somebody in there that got a Holy Ghost bigger than yours. So it's like there's the Hans and the Fool. He's biting off more than he can chew. But I'm here for it. Go for it.
Yeah. And you know what they say? If you're going to stir the shit pot, you got to be ready to lick the spoon.
Come on, say that and preach it. Right?
Ooh, I was not expecting Sienna to come. I was expecting you to say something else. Not the ball that one next week.
Oh, that's profound.
Oh my God.
That is profound. Yes.
What a picture in my mind. Oh my God.
I heard that. I don't know where I heard that one, but it stuck.
You heard that one right there when you said it. That was yours.
I need a wall of Sienna. Like all of the things that Sienna says on these Friday night streams that make people go, I thought she no. I'm gonna start making a list.
I just listened to there's a YouTube channel called Tribal People Try. And it's tribal people in another country. They try American food or food from around the world. And there was a guy who said there's a story about a jinn who can't kill the princess because her spirit lives in a parrot. So you can't kill her because he's trying to get to the spirit, but it's elsewhere. And it's like people never die because little pieces of them live in other people. I will never forget that. And thus you will be alive forever, at least as long as I am. So there's little pieces of us that will go on forever and ever and ever. But will TikTok? My next question. The FCC says that he wants, or the leader of the FCC, I say the leader like he's, some kind of cult leader, the head of the FCC,
Grand Poobah.
The Federal Communications Commission, says he wants Google and Apple to drop TikTok because TikTok is basically spyware, is what he's saying. And so You may be using it to load videos and this, but he's saying behind the scenes, there's a lot of this and a lot of that that's ingrained in your computers and your phones and your this. And so he wants Apple and Google to both drop TikTok. Will that happen?
I wish a mother sucker would. I wish you take away my beloved TikTok. Not only as a person who frequents the TikTok, but also as a damn digital advertising person. Millions of dollars we make off TikTok. Come on now.
Per day.
It's not millions, but you get what I'm saying. What else am I gonna do when I'm in the bathroom? If you take
Reddit. That's what I do.
Reddit,
that's another
Facebook,
rabbit hole.
Instagram.
Oh, Reddit is the rabbit hole.
It is. I try to stay away from it because if I look at one thread, I'm like looking for wedding dresses. Like 5 minutes later, it's 5 hours later, and I'm reading stories about people's crazy family members.
That's me. You sit there, you read and wonder why your legs hurt. It's like because you've been in the same spot for 5 hours. You ain't sitting on no sofa. Get off this hard ass material, right?
I cannot do that. I can't read in the bathroom. I can't.
With certain parts of you dangling in the toilet water.
Oh my God.
All the parts, yes.
Every time Johnny says that, I will never unsee that, Johnny. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh, God.
Go walk around with bags. You got to put them down somewhere.
I'm telling you. Thou too shall rest.
Will TikTok bite the big one?
I got 5 of wands, and this card even has like a nice little digital looking, that mesh screen thing, whatever. It looks very cyber. There is a fight, kind of a fight. It's a conflict in the digital realm right now. Some people are aware of all of the stuff that TikTok like uses on your phone and keeps logs of or whatever. Some people are not, and this is going to be a really big shock. I think this will be mostly like younger people. For some reason, that's what I picked up. It's going to be a really big shock. Like, oh my God, I didn't know they could access that. I don't have that they're like really going anywhere. I got temperance. They might have to change their approach a little bit and maybe cool it on all of the required permissions and stuff. They might take maybe a little hit, but I don't see it really hurting them that much. It would be like a paper cut, more or less. There will be some drama, though. I think a lot of the drama is going to be behind the scenes, perhaps, with like the company or whatever. But I got King of Wands. Like, this is whoever, I don't know, whoever runs TikTok or whoever is like the head honcho of TikTok. They're still standing pretty strong, or I guess he's sitting here, but still quite strong. I think they just might change a little bit how they do things so that they don't get totally dropped.
My cards don't say this. This is just what I hear and what I see. I see in the future there's going to have to be a disclosure warning. And it may have to be like more upfront when you go onto the app, like when you create a username, or like every couple days, like you're scrolling, or they're going to put like kind of how Instagram did when or in Twitter or in Facebook, when they're like, this may have information, whatever. Like, I think there's going to be more warnings, but they're not going to go away. It's just going to change. There's going to be, that's just what I'm getting. I don't know if this is the FCC, but somebody is playing dirty because they want TikTok to be out in the cold as much as they can. They want them to suffer. They want them to kind of walk away shunned. There's also something too with money. I think they're realizing that a lot of young people it's a revenue generator through young people. Yes, sir.
Is that Beavis and Butthead on that card?
Yes.
Is it really? Okay, where did you get those? And I want them.
I got them off Etsy, and this is the TV Tarot World deck.
Huh.
The cards are massive. Like I have really big man hands, and I do. Like I have huge hands, and they're even kind of big in my hands. So you've got really small hands, Sienna. Like they're gonna.
I got long fingers with small hands.
And got big everything, and it's they're massive. I got sidetracked. That's it. This is, but yeah, it's gonna be a fight. And I get something is going to be completed in the environment. So that's kind of why I'm like, I think it's just going to end up looking different. They're going to have to do more disclosures. I don't see TikTok going away, or I think it's too much money involved. There's way too much money.
It's way too popular.
Kids too. I think we'll see how it plays out. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing, and I think the FCC is concerned because they're looking at people who are maybe working in the government who are watching TikTok on their little time off or whatever, and their computers are left vulnerable because, and I just don't see it being a danger for the common man. It's the people who hold the secrets who are exposed to whatever they're worried about. And so the talking the truth is now, or this using their throat chakras to say, hey, there's danger coming. There's danger. You're going to be sacrificing your privacy. But and some people will, like Sienna was saying, some people will be surprised that this is going on. And TikTok will have obstacles and challenges, but like Adrienne was saying, transformation is probably in the works. It will look a little different, but it will still have the power that it has now in the future. So I would say they better get together because it's not going anywhere. Just put in some privacy stuff. Put in some of those locks and keys. I don't know, but because yes, it will be there.
His name is Brendan Carr. He is the FCC guy, blue check mark on Twitter. Says that the TikTok, it collects search and browsing histories. To be fair, everybody does.
That's how they know what to show you.
Yeah. Keystroke patterns, everybody does. Biometric identifiers, draft messages, and metadata. Plus, it collected the text, images, and videos that are stored in the device's clipboard. Now, when you sign on to these things and you upload something, you say, are you going to allow this device to search your pictures and videos, when you're trying to upload something. That's how it got it. So it's not sneaky backdoor type of thing. If you know this, they know this. And if they know this, they know you know this. So most people don't pay attention. Who has ever read a terms of service agreement for anything if it went past one page? So I can't do it because I already know if I don't, then I can't get what I want to get, or I can't sign up to what I want to sign up. So if I just go, no, I don't accept your terms and conditions. Okay, have a nice day on another website. Okay, well, I still want my 9 decks and whatever else I'm trying to buy from you. So I get what he's saying. At the same time, it might be one of those things because it's got the 7 of Wands. TikTok is going to be able to defend. And it may be one of those things like Kaspersky, which is virus software, but it's like the number one in the country, but the government said don't use it because it's also Russian based. Now, it is not tied to the Kremlin, nor Vladimir Putin is they can't find any evidence of that. But the government computers were all being protected by Kaspersky. And so when Russia, in the middle of Donald Trump land, was like, okay, we got to get rid of Kaspersky because they're Russian based and we don't really trust that right now. So the government put out a notice, everybody get rid of it. Meanwhile, the company went on Dateline and CNN and all the other lines and said, hey, we're not that kind of Russian. We're just based in Russia. And so They're still number 2 now. Bitdefender, I think, is number 2, well, number 1. But it's like we're not, the bad Russians. All Russians aren't bad. We're not all Vladimir Putin. But with the TikTok, it's like all of the rest of them. Facebook knows everything down to your blood type. So there is the 7 of Wands. They'll be able to defend the 10 of Pentacles, which is them, and the 2 of Pentacles. This is not going to stop the FCC, though. They're still going after them. They're still going to have more reports and more this and more that. And it may be a thing where governmental agencies, you can't have that on your phone, or you can't have it on your computer, or you can't watch it on government grounds, or whatever the case. They may put some sort of restriction on something they can control, but they can't control Apple and Google because you just can't. Page of Swords and the 2 of Swords. So there's your negative and your no. So no decision will be made by Apple or Google to do anything. There's your no answer, but they may try to do something on the government side like they did for Kaspersky.
I have multiple friends that work government, high-level government, 3 and 4 digit acronym government. I don't think they're not allowed to have any social media on any work device, computer, phone, whatever. That's like immediate grounds for termination. So I think it would have to be on personal device. They would have to do, that's where they would have to.
And you can control their own personal phone and do what they want to do. Well, I would think you would.
That's what they have to make a clause or something like to, you can't, because they've got strict, like you cannot, to the point where none of my government friends like that even are on social media. So it's such a drag.
I was going to say that they probably won't be allowed to have it at all.
Yeah, because just like, where did she work? Wanda Sykes was saying when she worked for a government agency, she had back in the day, for those who remember, there was a store called Circuit City.
Ooh,
she had a card with Circuit City, and she owed them like $500 and something because she had bought some stuff. They said before you start work, you have to get that cleared up. She can't have any debt to anyone anywhere. So it's like, okay. So it's like they control little parts of your life when you think they actually don't, but they do.
That Best Buy, if you go to Best Buy, a lot of banks and stuff are like, Best Buy. They challenge a lot of stuff that's that comes from Best Buy, because Best Buy is I just assume is right for stealing your information. So I have so many, like, I don't let a lot of cookies come. I clear my cache. I clear everything. I just try to keep it, and it's so locked down that like a lot of sites just won't let me on because they're like, no, you're too locked down.
I would like to be sponsored by who's my VPN? Who do I have for my VPN? Please hold.
A lot of people get sponsored by NordVPN.
Okay,
I have Nord.
I have IPVanish. If IPVanish would like to sponsor me, please email me at redlentilhealing@gmail.com, so I no longer have to pay the $113 a year fee. But let me tell you, it's worth it.
They will, because mine is through my virus software, and you don't want to be tracked all your footsteps online. Get you a VPN.
Yep.
It hurts you in a lot of ways because it's a pain in the ass to go to a site and not be able to get on, or to have your phone go, there's no connection here. We can't get you on. It's a pain in the butt, but it'll keep you somewhat safe. I don't know if anything is really safe.
Not 100%.
Only death is safe.
And taxes, you don't have to pay taxes.
This is the only certainty.
Speaking of taxes, commercial break. Morning Sky Oracle, Morning Sky Shamanic Oracle. Sorry, get the name right. Somebody can put the link. I didn't get the link.
All right, got it.
The link. Thank you very much. Morning Sky Shamanic Oracle. That is Tony's deck. Also, Google One World Tarot or go to Amazon and it is available for pre-order, and it's out in just a few months. October will be here just like that, because July was here just like that. So it is on the way. You can pre-order now. Also, 30 Days of Positive Thinking is on not YouTube, on Amazon as well. That is the coloring book by Sienna Rose Metaphysical, that right there. Or you go to redlentilhealing.com and get you some of everything to fix your whole life. I guarantee
Your whole life.
Creams and oils and smell goods and the pain be gone. I do a whole 50-minute commercial with just on just the pain oil. So you make sure you go over and get some of that too. Pain be gone.
Ignore the raggedy. It's the bottle's like 3 years old, and I just keep refilling the same bottle. But yours won't look raggedy. Yours will look raggedy. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put a little salve on his shoulder right now while we're taking a commercial.
And if you go to TarotsApprentice.com, you will find nothing because it does not exist. So,
You gotta see my
Sorry.
Oh, I did forget to say, I actually do have a website, siennarose.com. There you can actually book if you've never booked with me before and didn't know my email address, even though it's in the description of every single upload. You can look at the frequently asked questions that I get from clients, and you can look at my policies.
And you can book a reading or a Reiki session as well.
Yes, again.
So,
Putting the link to One World Tarot right here. Boom.
I'm so excited for it to come out. It'll be a nice little happy birthday to me in October. It comes out.
Happy birthday to us in October.
Libra Gang, that's right.
Libra Gang.
I can't wait. Well, it's a tarot deck. Of course, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it either. All right. Last question. The ornithologists of the world, they're all sort of split upon murmurations, which is the big giant flock of birds that all move in a very weird shape through the air.
I didn't know that's what they were called.
Yes.
I just called them bird clouds.
That's what I used to call them too. It was like the bird clouds. But they're called murmuration when they go and they all sort of move at the same time and make weird black moving object in the air. But they are split on why this happens. Nobody really knows why it happens. So let us be split as well. What does the card say? What's with the murmurations? Why do they do that?
murmurations. Murmurations.
My cards are not making sense. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Yes, they are.
I already know mine aren't going to make sense because I keep messing up the word murmuration and I keep thinking of other things.
Okay, so I got 5 of Pentacles. This might be I know it's not usually a conflict card, amongst the ornithologists, but there's some disappointment that they haven't figured it out yet. Or maybe they thought they knew and it ended up not being exactly why. I have justice, though.
Somebody did have a theory and they apparently debunked his theory. So, yes.
So that would be really disappointing for him, I guess. But I think they will figure it out, or they'll figure something out because I got this justice. Something is worked out. What I have as far as the birds go, they're like this in this one unit. And I like this because we have the whole family here, but it's inside the one coin. So it's all the birds, but they're inside the one cloud or whatever. And then with this 4 of Wands, with what I noticed with the fries falling into this guy's mouth, it's it has something to do with, I don't know if it's gravity or if it really what I'm reminded of is why ducks and geese fly in a V and the ones in the back have it easier than the ones in the front. I wonder if there's just something to do with I don't know if it's air pockets or if it's gravity or what it is. But I don't know. It's something similar to that, I think. That's what was coming in. I kept seeing the image of the V of ducks and stuff.
That's what I was saying too. But my answer show ain't that. 9 of Swords, challenge, 7 of Wands. There are a lot of wands. This entire, almost every goddamn wand card is in this reading. something about why do they do it? It's about coming together because wherever they were, they're fleeing because they could no longer defend it, and there's a, I hate to say an anxiety, but a fear, a conscious fear to move forward because they couldn't defend wherever they were, right? So them coming together, the actual flight or whatever the thing that they're doing is actually them setting plans. And it's all about the plans and the movement. That's really, really interesting is what I'm getting. Like it was the chariot and then literally the two of wands, the page of wands, and the three of wands. It's all about movement to get a plan. Something ended. I think whatever they were, whatever, it's all about movement, getting to higher ground, safer ground is what I'm going to say. That's what it. That made no damn sense.
I wonder
at the same time,
like some animals will puff up to look bigger. I wonder if maybe they do that. Maybe they think, oh, we look bigger when we group together like this.
There's
I have no idea.
Especially with starting off with the 9 of wands, and then the challenge was the 7 of wands having to defend, or 9 of swords and 7 of wands. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm kind of like that, like the puffing of the chest to defend, something to scare off because they're being threatened or nervous, scared, and then fleeing. But fleeing, not to flee because, oh my, like it's a purposeful evacuation. That's how I would phrase it.
I like that my cards only answered why do they swoop together and do all that at the same time. I like that yours are like, no, this is why they do it.
Trying to get to
but like I said, the people who study birds are still like, I don't know. We have no idea. Don't know why they do it.
I think the purpose is balance somehow. And I get this, it's on the balance on the wind for some reason. The purpose is balance, but I also get a positive movement forward. And it's intuitive. When they are faced with disruption, they choose, and you can see the birds, they choose which direction to go in tandem, and they're all together because they do it intuitively. So that echo thing that you were talking about, that echo, what is that, echo motion or echo rama? Echolocation. They use their intuition and their whatever radar, sonar, or whatever they use to move forward in tandem. And I keep getting this card keeps coming up. So the leader, when you have a pack of birds, the leader will fall back and someone else will take over so that they can continue to fly on their way. So whoever is the leader, maybe they've switched leaders and this leader is like, no, we're going this way. You don't know. It's like the Democrats and the Republicans, and every 4 years they take us in a different direction. So that's what happens. That's what my cards are saying happens. It's like you got kooky birds.
I get it's programmed within them. It doesn't really say why still, but the 8 of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, there's also, I won't call it erratic either, but it's like, it's a bit chaotic, and I think it's meant to be because if you think about it too, organized chaos. Because when you think about it, they're moving in this swirl and shape, but if one of them forgets the step, he's going to crash into the rest of them and then domino effect. But somehow it's programmed into them to do this, all of them at the same time. The 2 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles is for the security of something. They all are because mind you, it ain't like 4 of them are doing it. It's like all of them got together. They all got the same email. They got to the same spot at the same time, and they all just started doing this. And so it's not, for them, it's not random. It's an interesting thing for us to see. But it's synchronized swimming, just in the air. They programmed to do this. This is for the security of something. But it's also, it might be a bit territorial too. to be where maybe this is the image for other birds to know that we live here or something of that nature. Because I get the Two of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles might be the bird there. That's how little animals come up for me. And then the Two of Swords is like, okay, now we have to make a decision on where to be or what territory to go. This is not necessarily moving across the sky. They're usually kind of in one spot going back and forth, and then they all fly off. So maybe it's territorial, but it's programmed in them to do this, which is why it happens a lot.
It's cool though.
It is cool. I have one recorded on a phone somewhere in this house, but it's interesting. And then the devil on the bottom, they all might be on crack too. So there you go. Crackheads do some strange things. So thank y'all very much for coming out and hanging out with us. Next week, we will be on Sienna Rose's channel.
Yeah, we will.
And Tuesdays with Tony, and then randomness with the rest of us. So
Basically.
we will see y'all next time. Oh, Sunday is on Jen Lynn's channel. The Sunday stream, I believe it's on Jen Lynn's channel. If it's not, then it's on Becca's channel. It ain't on mine. That's all I do now. I think it's on Jen's. That makes sense, I think. So I will see y'all later, and thank you very much. Good night.
Bye, guys.